G'day team and welcome back to the channel. My name's Tony and as always this is the Mighty Overlander and today I'm here with Phil the mechanic.
Tony, good to see you mate.
Always a pleasure, and I tell you what, this new workshop you're in is absolutely fantastic.
Flash is the word.
Definitely.
But this is the place where I did my apprenticeship, cut my teeth in the automotive industry, and look, some exciting things going on in the background.
Speaking of exciting things, if you are a West Australian Jimny owner, stay tuned to the end because here at Tokyo Motorsport we have a little bit of an announcement to make. So stay tuned and we'll talk about that later. But today what we're going to be doing is installing some flash new lights on the tail end of the Jimny.
Mate, nothing like a good set of tail lights to customise the car to your liking. The ones you got, mate, looking pretty flash.
They are. All right, so let's head over to the workbench, check out these lights, and then we're going to do a step-by-step on how to install. See you over there. All right, team, so here we are at the bench. Now, early on in the piece when I got the Jimny in 2019, there was pretty much nothing on the market for third-party stuff. But over the last few years, it has gone absolutely gangbusters and you can buy pretty much anything. There are some crazy Japanese builds out there that turn these things into mini tea houses. It's insane. But what we're going to be doing today, for a point of difference for my own Jimny, is we're going to be installing these bad boys here. Absolutely fantastic. These are little smoky looking lights for the back. It's got a running LED. So I'm very excited to see how these actually look on the rig. But Phil, what's the general idea of how we're going to be installing these?
Look, pretty straightforward with these things. There's only 3 bolts in the back that actually physically hold them into the chassis. But what we'll do is we'll take the bumper skin off. There's a couple of little clips and some bits and pieces, but we'll show you how to do that step by step. Now, the only thing we will need is these, which is LED load resistor.
Okay, so with these ones, guys, the load resistors, these are available at your local automotive store.
Yeah, look, you can get them at all the normal places. The reason being is the LEDs, being a light emitting diode, they don't have enough load on them like a conventional globe does that you would see in your car. So what happens is if you plug them in and don't have the load resistor, you'll get what they call double flashing, where your indicator will flash at double the rate because they don't have enough load.
There you go.
So simple enough to bang these in. It'll make them all flash at the same time and it'll look great.
And that way you're not giving people fits at the lights like a Japanese cartoon. Now, one of the best things about these kinds of lights, apart from the fact of they look cool, like I always say, your car is yours, okay? You do whatever you want to it. I am a massive fan of customizing these vehicles, making them really yours, and just putting your own spin on them. I think it's going to be good. All right, team, let's go down to the bumper end of the Mighty Overlander and have a look at the first steps of installing these cool LED lights. All right, team, so here we are at the back of the vehicle, and as you can see, these are the tail lights that we're going to be changing out. Now, Phil, look, you're the expert, so my place today is going to be behind the camera, and you can do all of the work as per usual.
Yeah.
You know, look, it's the best thing about having a mechanic as a friend. All right, so go ahead, man, it's all you.
Cool, all right. Look, we are going to take the full bumper skin off. You do not have to do this as part of the install. You can get under there and with a bit of time and effort, get the lights in without taking the bumper skin off. But we're at the good workshop with all the good tools, so let's pull it off and you can see all the inner workings behind there. Yeah, let's get cracking. Okay guys, step 1 is to get this rear bumper skin off. There's a couple of fasteners across the top and a few from the sides and underneath. Just be aware there's quite a bit of wiring behind the skin, so take care when pulling it off, especially when you've got things like reverse light camera. And also if you have an aftermarket tow bar, be aware that some of the bolts may be hidden, but persevere and you'll be able to pull them off easy as. Tools we'll need today, I've got a nice little electric ratchet, also a bumper trim removal tool. You can use a flat blade screwdriver to pull the 2 of them off if you take a little bit of time. Hand tools are perfectly fine for this as well. So let's get cracking. All right guys, just wanted to show you the clip that sits in the rear bumper skin. It's got 2 small little edges that you can put like a flat blade screwdriver into, or in this case a nice little trim tool with the little points. All right guys, step 2, now we have all the fasteners out of the skin, is to remove it. Pretty light, you can do it by yourself, and we'll just give a gentle pull And look, that comes away nice as. Tony, what is going on under here, mate? I thought you said you cleaned it.
That's the gumbo roll, baby.
Right, so as you can see, we have access to the back of the light assemblies. You can see the factory harness in place. And what we'll do is remove a few of these. So the main connectors are these two here. And there's also another one here for the reverse camera and another one back here that we can undo. That'll allow us to pull the whole skin with the lights off and actually do it all on the bench. All right, guys, we're now going to undo the two main connectors. Now, Tony's is quite caked with red dirt and mud and everything from his overlanding adventures. So just be aware these connectors can become a bit sticky, and be careful with the small plastic tabs because you can break them. Sometimes you need to give them a bit of a push and pull. There we go, and they come off nice, and this one come off nice and easily. This one not so much. So just be gentle with them, work them through, and they will come through. Sometimes you do need to give a little bit of extra force with a flat blade screwdriver. I'll show you that now. So with a small flat blade screwdriver, especially for this type, you can just get in a little bit of a push down, slight twist, and that's enough. There you go, to get them to come free. All right, guys, now we've got the assembly on the bench. You can see it's nice and easy to access the back of the lights. We can pull those out without too much mucking around and make sure we don't damage the new lights on the installation. All right, to get these lights out of the bumper skin, there's just 3 10mm bolts and 2 clips. The 3 of them are easily accessible. So there's 2 in the lower section and 1 up in the top left on this one. And then 2 small clips that you need to pop once those 3 are done, and the whole assembly will come out. All right, we've got the fastest and the clips undone. Just a little push through and another clip. Pull it through nice and gently. And there we have the back of the light assembly and your OEM rear tail light. All right, guys, the left-hand side is exactly the same as the right, rinse and repeat. Only difference is there is a small plastic box here. I dare say that's for some additional bits and pieces from Suzuki later on. 2 Phillips head screws to remove it, and the same 3 bolts, the 2 clips, and the removal is identical.
All right, so bumpers off, great work with that one, mate. Look, sorry about the red dust.
Everywhere.
Oh, well, got him. Now, we've got the new lights here at the front, old lights at the back.
Yep.
So let's just do a quick comparison between the two.
Sure.
And also, I want you to talk about the advantages and potential disadvantages of an LED versus a halogen globe type light.
So the old style, or the OEM style lights, have the 3 halogen globes. For reference, here are the places where you can replace them if they do blow in your vehicle. Halogens, they do blow. They have a filament internally. They are a consumable item, and we've all changed a globe out on our car at one stage or another. So that is a little bit of a disadvantage. Advantages of these are cheap and cheerful. You can get globes everywhere. They're nothing special. It'll get you through. There are quite a few aftermarket upgraded options for higher lumens and wattage, so you can spruce up the factory lights if required. Or we can move over to an LED unit like this one. So as you can see, this is an aftermarket LED type, has the plug ready to rock and roll. We will modify that later with those resistors as we discussed earlier. The only real disadvantage from the LED is it's all internal and there's nothing that can be changed as far as changing out components. So.
Right, so if one of the LEDs themselves die,
yeah.
I'm pretty much up for a new light.
Potentially, yeah.
However, LED's longer life than your incandescent and halogens.
Definitely, yeah, by a huge amount. So obviously the quality of the LED obviously is a big factor on that one, but sometimes you will see from time to time a single LED drops out of a set, and that just obviously that one has not lasted as well as the others. But pricing on the lights themselves these days is pretty good. Yep. So I think you're going to get your bang for buck out of the longevity as well. All right guys, putting the new lights in, just make sure the loom goes through the hole provided. Pretty straightforward. All seats in. We'll flip it over, we'll fasten up all the bolts and she's in. Okay guys, we've got the bumper skin flipped over and also the light installed. Just want to make sure those two plastic clips are pushed all the way home. Took a little bit more than I expected. And then obviously the nuts go back on the original threads. Get to reuse all your parts you took off beforehand. We're going to tighten those up. Obviously don't go nuts with the torque setting. It should only be 6 Newton meters if you're actually going to go there, or just hand tight, and that'll keep everything nice and secure. All right guys, we've got the lights and the bumper skin back around the back of the mighty Overlander, all the wiring harnesses plugged in. What we're going to do is a pre-test to make sure if we need the load resistors on these LED lights. These ones seem to have a resistor already wired in from factory. Different aftermarket lights may or not have this feature, but test it now to see if we get the double flashing. If we do, we'll add the resistor. If not, happy days, we'll get this buttoned up. All right, Tony, you want to check the lights on, mate?
All right.
Cool, go parkers, brake lights.
Go park.
Yep. Brake lights.
Brakes.
Yep. We'll go reverse. Yep, and indicators.
1.
Yep.
2.
Nice.
And hazards.
Perfect, mate. Absolutely beautiful. All right, guys, looks like the resistors that are wired into these lights are perfect, so we won't need to add that load resistor in. But if you do need to, have a look at the wiring diagram if it comes with one. There's plenty of information online on how to wire those load sensors in, and that'll sort out your double flashing issue.
All right, team, so you may have noticed that we didn't show you what the lights look like, and that's because we're going to turn all of the lights off here, get it into the nice dark bay, and we'll do a bit of a reveal in a moment. Righto team, so the install is all done on these awesome LED lights. I can't wait to reveal these bad boys to you. However, before we do that, like we mentioned in the start of the video, especially for West Australian JB74 Jimny owners, we've got something in the works in the background at the moment. And Phil, what's the plan?
Mate, in conjunction with yourself and the workshop Tokyo Motorsports, we're going to launch a JB74 specific workshop. So what that means is we're going to take our collective 60 years of aftermarket automotive experience and funnel that into the good old Jimny JB74.
So what kind of things can a Jimny customer expect here at Tokyo's?
So look, we're going to start with the basic stuff first, doing all the simple things, the servicing and making sure we can maintain your vehicle to its optimum efficiency. From there, we're going to be offering fitting of aftermarket accessories, your bull bars, your lights, suspension, everything you would have seen on the channel with yourself, Tony. And then moving forward from there, we're going to be looking at some performance upgrades to the engine and drivetrain. So we're talking about tuning and also fabrication. And for the guys that want to go gangbusters, we've even got some forced induction in line as well.
So I'm about to hit 100,000 kilometres travelled on this JB74, and the next 100,000 Ks, look, I've got some ideas in the works, and all of the mods, all of the installs are going to be happening right here at Tokyo Motorsport, guys. So make sure if you are a West Australian JB74 owner, zip over to the Tokyo Motorsport social channels, but also their website, which is now live. get in contact with the guys, mention Mighty Overlander, they'll help you out a ton. And you know what? I can't wait for this. I think this is going to be something sorely needed for the JB74 community here in Western Australia.
Oh, look, we're excited working with Jamie, the owner here down at Tokyo's. He's absolutely frothing to get this going. It's going to mean great for the JB74 community here in WA, and hopefully add another option to your servicing and upgrade needs.
You beauty. But what are we here for, guys? We want to see what these LED lights look like, mate.
I'm excited.
How about we turn off the lights and get
Definitely.
these bad boys going? Righto team, so there you have it, the full install for those aftermarket LED lights. Thanks very much to Phil.
No, my pleasure.
And thank you very much to Tokyo Motorsport. Very excited about the stuff that's going to be happening in the future in this workshop, guys. All of my installs are going to be right here. But if you did like this video, I would absolutely love it if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It helps out small content creators like myself grow. And you know what? Hopefully you'll be up to date with all of that Mighty Overlander news. But once again, thanks mate.
No worries.
And we'll see you on the next overlanding adventure.